So I wanted to do a special video for Christmas, and I realized that Old School Runescape has a lot of different holiday items now, so I decided to do my first countdown video going over what I think the top 10 holiday items in Old School Runescape are. So if I go here and look at the different holiday items, you can just see the big list of all of them, and a few things to note. The first is that I'm only going to be including holiday items in Old School Runescape, so I won't count any from RuneScape 2 or RuneScape 3. I also am not counting the emotes, only the items themselves, and also that this is a list of my opinions of what I think the top items are. So, they're not based on use in game or history in game or stuff like that, just what I think the coolest items are, mostly on cosmetic. So, yeah. So, let's head to my house and I can start the list. To start off the list, in the number 10 spot, we have the Wind Tumbler tree. This is actually one of the more unique holiday items because it's the only one that can be used to decorate your play-around house. To use it, you need to go to your garden or outside in your lawn, stay in one space in front of where you want to go, and left-click the plant option, and if there's enough room, it will plant the tree. Personally, I think it's awesome that you can use this to decorate your house, and I would love to see other items like it in the future, but because it's not as easy to use and show off around the game like the other cosmetics, I place it low on this list. In the number 9 spot, we have the zombie head. Unlike most holiday items, this cannot be worn or equipped, but instead can be interacted with to perform some emotes of sorts, as well as trigger some dialogue. Because of this, it's probably not the most noteworthy holiday item, but I still think it's a pretty cool one, and just interesting to have a different holiday item like this. For number 8, we have the Yoyo. This item, like the zombie head, cannot be worn but can be interacted with to perform a few short little emotes. This was also the first holiday item released in RuneScape 2 and was the first holiday item I got in RuneScape 2, so it has a bit of a sentimental value there as well. You can also replace this item in the list with the marionette since they're very similar, but I just like the Yoyo a bit more. For number 7, we have the bunny ears. There's not really much to say about this item. It's a helmet slot item that looks like bunny ears. But for a lot of players, this was a very desired item because it was one of the only untradeable items released back in RuneScape Classic, which made them very rare to see. But yeah, they're a pair of bunny ears and they look kinda cool. Coming in at number 6, we have the hats and scarves. I wasn't really sure how to count these items because they're really a bunch of different items and different sets, but they're all kind of part of one big set, so I decided to count them together. Also, I really couldn't pick just one to say I like more than the others, so yeah. What makes this unique though is that it's kind of a very big set of holiday items with a lot of different colors and slightly different visuals, so it's really good for coming up with different outfits, and it also has one of the more memorable events. So yeah. For number 5, we have the Easter ring, also as the ring of egg. When you wear this ring, you'll morph into a small colored egg with the option to unmorph. If you try and walk around, you turn back to normal, but this is still pretty unique since it's one of the only items that can be used to morph your character into something else along with the ring of stone. It's also a lot cheaper and easier to obtain than the ring of stone since it's free from a holiday event. Coming in the number 4 slot, we have the Scythe. This is probably one of the most sought after holiday items by a lot of players because it's one of the only holiday weapons and it looks really cool. Back in the day, you could only get this in Classic, and it was one of the few untradeable holiday items, so not a lot of players have these, and they look really awesome. So, yeah, it's always been one of those kind of fabled items a lot of players wanted to get and could never get their hands on, but now in Old School RuneScape, pretty much anyone can get one. So, yeah, still one of the coolest holiday items in my opinion, though. Speaking of holiday weapons, for number 3, we have the rubber chicken. I still have no idea what this item has to do with Easter, but the rubber chicken is a fun weapon holiday item that can be equipped and used as a weapon, although it has negative attack stats. It also has a right-click option to use dance, which does the little chicken dance emote, so yeah, it has to be one of the more silly and bizarre holiday items, but it certainly is memorable. For number 2, my pick is the Santa hat. I can't really say exactly what it is about the Santa hat that I like so much, but I don't know, it's just one of the simple designs, it's just a classic Christmas item, and it just also looks really nice in RuneScape because it pairs well with Dragon Legendscape, which used to be a lot more popular than it is now, but still just one of those cool looking items, and I don't know, I just always liked it a lot more than the party hats, and it also has a few other versions in Old School RuneScape, the non-tradable Black Santa hat and inverted Santa hat, that's it. But I don't know, the Santa hat has always been one of my more favorite holiday items, especially among the rares, and yeah. And number 1 on my list of my top holiday items are the Halloween masks. I'm not sure what these are supposed to be masks of, if they're supposed to be demons or dragons. They kind of look like the old dragons, and they also have the colors of the old dragons as well. Old School RuneScape expanded on it with the black Halloween mask here, which is untradeable, but of the rares, the Halloween masks have always been my favorite. Maybe it's just because they were lower priced. Maybe it's because back in the day when I first was starting RuneScape, I saw someone with a Halloween mask ask how much it is, and he said 750k. At the time, I thought that was ridiculously expensive for an item, and later learned that was probably a fairly good price. But I don't know, of the rares, the Halloween masks have been one of the few that I actually managed to own back in RuneScape 3, and there's something about their style that just always looked nice to me, especially because the red Halloween mask here does kind of look like it could be a dragon full helmet. Goes very well with the dragon set. I don't know, I like a lot of things that go with the dragon set here. But anyway, the Halloween masks are my pick for the #1 holiday item. Anyway, those are my picks for the top 10 holiday items. I'm sure some of you have different opinions on that, so let me know what your top 10 holiday items would be down in the comments. Also, thank you all for watching my first countdown video here. It was a bit harder to make than I expected, but I still had a lot of fun making it, and I also would like to make some more in the future. Anyway, thank you all for watching this video, and until next time, goodbye.